Well, it's a popular design style here in the Valley, but a neutral monochromatic color scheme doesn't have to be boring. Interior designer Jewell Blair is here to teach us how to decorate with neutral colors and actually get excited about it.
Yes, we need to get excited about it.
Yeah, when I think of tan and brown and I'm like, that's sort of boring. I wouldn't do that. But then when I see what you have here, I would so do it.
A lot of people think that you need to keep your interiors neutral for resale value. And
well, you hear about the carpets and the walls anyway, right?
Right. Well, you can do neutrals of any color in the color wheel. They're just less intense and they're dulled down with either gray, black, brown, or complementary color.
Well, give me some examples. I know you brought a color wheel to show us.
Right.
I'm curious how this works.
Okay, if you start with any pure color, let's say this green is a pure color, and you start adding, this is a tint, this is adding white, but if you start adding gray or black, you start getting a neutralized shade of this original color.
So this is a neutral green?
Yes.
Okay, I just learned something. I would never think you could have a neutral green or a neutral blue.
Yes, you can add anytime you take a color away from its pure form, it's considered neutralized.
Okay. I know I'm not asking the right questions here, but okay, we're just going to move on. Okay.
Seriously?
I get it.
I mean, this is what we're showing right here with this green.
So it's almost just, it's not so intense, right?
Taking the intensity off,
Okay.
take the brightness away, that is the definition of a neutralized color.
Okay.
It's
What does a red
face.
look like? Let's.
If you take the red and we do the exact same thing with it, it's over here. Okay, Joe, it's right in here.
Okay. So,
and that's what that is over there.
So the neutral red almost just becomes like a brick.
Brick,
red.
burgundy, and it depends on the other colors that you add. You can take a color and add a little bit of yellow, you're going to change the color, you can add a little purple, you're going to change the color. Anytime you go away from a pure tone and you start to bring it down in brightness and intensity, you have neutralized that color.
Okay, that way you can walk into a room and not be like, whoa,
yeah, I mean,
this is a red room.
Right, I like bright colors and I like to always have a little pop of color, but everybody doesn't like that. So you can still have a very serene color scheme, and that's what you think about when you're thinking about neutralized color. It's a lot calmer, a lot more serene looking, and that's what this is a version of. This black and red on this side, and then this is the cream with the green, neutralized green, and then this has the little neutralized orange.
Now when you go into model homes and stuff and you see colors, do they tend to stick with more of a neutral red and a neutral, just to be safe, just so everyone can sort of visualize themselves in that home? Or
it depends. I've been in some models where the color is so in your face, you're like, oh my goodness, I'd have to redo this whole place. But it just kind of depends on the builder or the style or the trend of the home that you're looking in. But you can have these looks that you just have to remember when you're doing neutrals that you want to add interest by adding texture, and that's what I'm showing here.
Okay, so here we've got like some fur and then this.
Just little loops, something to add some interest and hide that tension in the room. When you have such a calm color scheme, you need to introduce some levels of tension.
Okay, and when you're saying that, like if we could sort of get this is shine, right?
Right.
And then this is more of a matte?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct, and it's the same thing on this side. We've got the tension, we've got the ceramics here that has the neutralized color inside, the actual color of the bowl is neutral, and then we've got this matte finish with the napkin, and then we've also got this fun texture here with the throw and both of the types of pillows.
Okay, as we look at this one, I mean, this is a charger plate with the wood, and then we go with the shine, and then we go with, does this have a name to it, or it's just more texture?
It's just more texture. It has a linen feel to it, but it's actually got a little bit of shine, but the contrast against the matte finish on the charger and the apple and even the white napkin in the tray back here, that's where you get that tension between the elements that you're having in the room, and that's where your interest comes from.
Okay, now that we're into summer, should we be sort of mixing things up a little bit now? Are there certain colors for summer?
You know, this came about, I was working with a client and she said to me that she thought bright colors were hot and that they made you hot. And I was like, I've not thought about that. In the Valley, you know, when you think about summer, you look at all the things that are outside, bright blue, bright yellow, bright red. I thought we can do summer in a completely different way by having these toned down, cooler looking shades. So you can have any kind of look that fits your style or your preference, or if you just want to mix it up for the summer, I think neutralized colors are a great way to go.
When I look at this, it looks very calm and relaxing, and my producer just said spa-like.
It's very spa-like.
Very tranquil. And
Neutral colors are considered zen, whatever that means.
Right.
People use that all the time. I'm not sure what that means, but it gives you that sense.
I would think it means calm.
it gives you that sense of easiness. It also shows up in the fabrics that you use. So this is like a linen fabric.
So now if we did a neutral white, can you do that? Would that sort of take it down to this?
Yes, and this has gotten a little bit of yellow or a little bit of gray added to it. This is the only pure white that I have on the table, and you can see the difference between that and that. It just changes the whole look of the surface, and it also changes the mood and the atmosphere.
Okay, I learned something. You think we could change all the textures in outfits that you wear too?
Oh yeah,
okay.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I was trying it today. I didn't know if it worked.
Well, you matched the table,
okay,
so that's
perfect.
all that counts.
It was the neutral red that I was going for today.
You're right.
Thank you, Jewell, very much.
Thank
We're
you.
going to have the information here on our website so that you could help. If you need help maybe with the decor in your home, you can hire a professional at a discounted rate through the end of the month, and all that information is on sonoraliving.com. Steph?